Hey, this is Tony with Salt Strong, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the YakAttack Leverage Landing Net, which I have right here. Now, as we go through these product reviews, keep in mind that we do not accept any sponsorships. We're not sponsored or affiliated with any of these companies, so we simply go out, buy products, test them out for ourselves, let you know what we think about them, whether it be good or bad. That way you can go out and decide for yourself whether or not you want to actually purchase the product. So we're going to talk about some of the features and also some of the pros and cons that I found when using this net. So the general premise behind this net, with it being called the leverage landing net, is the fact that you can use it with one arm, and the way that this net is built is so that you can use it with one arm and it takes a lot of the load off of your arm, as opposed to using a net that just has a straight handle and you're trying to balance that net and the handle against your forearm. This has a cupped section on the back end that your forearm goes onto, and that helps basically take a lot of the load off the net when you're trying to land a fish. So you can have a rod in one hand and the net in the other. Now, as far as size goes, the one that I'm showing you here, the hoop size is 12 by 20, 12 inches by 20 inches. So plenty of room there to land some pretty nice fish. And also it's small enough that it's nice and compact to keep on your kayak or paddleboard or even in your boat. These aren't just specifically made for kayaks. You can also use these on your boat as well. So now, as far as what I do like about this net in particular, first off is the net material. It is full rubber, so that definitely helps with the fish's slime coat. Also, it helps if you have treble hooks and your hooks come out of the fish's mouth. You don't have to deal with having to untangle it. It just pops right out, unlike when you're using a nylon mesh or something like that, where the hooks will actually get stuck in there, and that just becomes a job to get them out. Now, another thing that I do like about the net is the ability for it to fold up, because again, when it is fully assembled, it's about 48 inches long or 4 feet long, and when you fold it up, it's about half that size. So definitely helps with not taking up too much space. And then when you need to go use it, one arm operation, basically you just flip it open and it clicks into place, and now you have the net fully assembled, ready to go. And then the last thing that I like about it, which I mentioned before, was just the ease of use. When you're out there on the water by yourself, doesn't matter if you're in a boat, kayak, paddleboard, you can easily use this with one arm. Doesn't fatigue your shoulder out like a net with a straight handle would do, because then your entire arm is taking a lot of the load. This leverage net definitely takes that load off your arm. So next up is what I didn't like about the net. First thing is going to be what I found out the hard way, is that when you do close this net, be careful not to get your fingers pinched in between that area, because it does hurt. It will wake you up. I found that out the very first time I used this net. So they might want to put a little warning label on there, keep fingers away, pinching point, because when it does close, it closes pretty quick and it will pinch your fingers on there. Then the next thing that I didn't like too much about the net is that it does not float. I would consider it a slow sinker. It will sort of float initially when you do drop it into the water, but these tubes, the metal tubes, are hollow and they will start to fill with water. They're not watertight, so they'll fill with water, and then over time your net will start sinking. Next thing you know, it's on the bottom. So if it does happen to fall into the water and you don't see it, then you realize, okay, where's my net? You turn around and it's already sunk to the bottom. So just keep that in mind. This net doesn't float, it will sink to the bottom. Now, lastly is the price of these nets. That's kind of a deterrent for a lot of people. They do run anywhere from $80 to $90. These older models without the extension on the handle, that foam extension, they go for $80. And then the newer ones go for around $90. And also the size of the net will vary the price as well. So that is my take on the YakAttack Leverage Landing Net. We definitely like to know your feedback. If you have used this net before, let us know what you think about it, whether it be good or bad. That way other people can, again, determine if they want to go out there and purchase it for themselves. Now, since we are on the topic of products and gear, if you are in need of some new tackle, lures, rods, reels, accessories, cast nets, or even sunglasses, we do have a shop page that sells all those items on there, so definitely be sure to check that out. And if you're an insider member, you do get 20% off the entire shop page. So if you're not an insider member, definitely check that out because you're missing out on some really good deals. So that will wrap up this video. If you have any questions or comments, and again, leave us your feedback if you have used this net before. We'd definitely like to know in the comments down below. Till next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.